From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. Fire crews combating a pair of out-of-control wildfires in northeast British Columbia are hoping for more of a break in the weather.
To date, over 4,000 people have been ordered to evacuate Fort Nelson, which is dealing with a pair of wildfires burning nearby. The Patry Creek and Parker Lake wildfires are both classified as out of control by the BC Wildfire Service, with both blazes totaling over 841 square kilometers in areas north and west of town. Fire behavior specialist Evan Peck says fire crews could use some help from Mother Nature.
The forecast does not call for strong wind events in our area. However, the amount of rain was not enough to overcome the long-term drought conditions in the northeast corner of the province.
Peck says the little bit of rain the area did receive limited the growth of the Parker Lake fire, which as of this morning was still burning 2 kilometers west of Fort Nelson. David Bowles, The Canadian Press.
Meanwhile, tourism, businesses, and industry groups are hoping the wildfire season doesn't cast a shadow over the start of the summer travel season here in Canada. Last year's record number of fires resulted in many canceled trips due to smoky skies and poor air quality. Canadian Press reporter Amanda Stevenson says anxiety is growing among the stakeholders.
Tourism businesses are really worried that international visitors are going to assume that the entire country is on fire right now, whereas the reality is that, wildfire is sporadic and it's affecting specific communities, but certainly not the entire country. So that's a big piece of it, is they're trying to get the message out.
The CEO of the Thompson Okanagan Tourism Association says it is challenging from a planning perspective, while other industry groups say they're updating marketing plans to also promote visiting Canada during the fall and winter when the risk of fires and floods are not so high. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau spoke at a Liberal Party fundraiser in Winnipeg last night where he touted his government's spending plans, including new dental care, expanded childcare, and coverage for insulin. Despite ongoing deficits, he said Canada's fiscal situation is actually better than that of other large developed countries.
And our focus as a government has always been an understanding that confident countries invest in themselves, invest in their people.
Trudeau is scheduled to visit a school in Winnipeg today to promote his government's school nutrition program. The spring budget included a promise to provide meals to 400,000 more kids across the country. And finally, a new poll suggests that 80% of Canadians back a woman's right to an abortion. The Leger online poll of just over 1,500 people found 11% of those surveyed opposed abortion rights. About half said they believe the abortion debate in the United States would affect Canada. The poll comes as the federal Liberals have ramped up their political attacks on the Conservatives related to abortion rights in recent weeks. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, JT Miller scored in the final minute of the game as the Vancouver Canucks came back for a 3-2 victory over the Edmonton Oilers. It was Game 5 of their second-round playoff series. The win, of course, giving the Canucks a 3-2 edge in the best-of-7 with Game 6 scheduled for Saturday in Edmonton. Over to the other series, the New York Rangers. They are off to the Eastern Conference Final, trailing 3-1 in the third period. New York's Chris Kreider rattled off 3 unanswered goals in a 5-3 Rangers victory over the Carolina Hurricanes, ending that series in 6 games. The Rangers will next play either Florida or Boston for a spot in the Stanley Cup Final. And over to the NBA, where Anthony Edwards scored 27 points as the Minnesota Timberwolves delivered a flawless 115-70 victory over the Denver Nuggets, forcing a Game 7 in their roller coaster second-round playoff matchup. The decisive game for a spot in the Western Conference Finals is in Denver on Sunday. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.